So this is huge and something that I've never had discussed in any class that I took. Hello, welcome to my channel. So I feel like this is the most important conversation to have right now. I have been talking to a lot of aspiring permanent makeup artists, and I want to give you guys a little insight, a few tips, right? So I've been a permanent makeup artist for a very long time. Let me give you a little introduction first. So my name is Shawana. I am a makeup artist, permanent makeup specialist, esthetician, trainer, and mentor. I've been talking to a lot of different aspiring permanent makeup artists, especially estheticians who are looking to transition into permanent makeup artistry, or at least incorporate that into their current list of services, or lash artists who aspire to do the same thing. And I want to teach you guys, or tell you guys, about 7 tips that I feel like are vital that you take, or things that you can think about prior to jumping into this industry. So I have my iPad with me. I have my little, oh, that's not it. I have all of my notes for this video. So I have this reference because I talk a lot and I want to make sure you guys get the goods, right? So let's get comfortable. Number 1, choose an artist with a lot of experience. So when I took my first permanent makeup class, I was just super excited to get into the industry. It was a microblading class, and it was somebody that I found on social media. And this is about almost 8 years ago now, so there weren't a lot of people offering the service, and I had no clue who to go to. So the person that I found said the right things, and that's who I went to. So you have way more chances of finding the right type of artist or right type of school than I had at the time. I kind of went with what I seen, and it set the tone for so many different things. I paid over $7,000 for the class. Well, I paid over $6,000 for the class. I got a practice kit. So I couldn't even take any clients. I had to pay another $1,000 to get the actual kit just to actually take clients. Like, again, we'll dive deeper into that. But make sure that you do your research when you're looking for the artist. Look for what they provide, and if they're really looking to set you up for success. Because some people are, some people are not. I personally am a single mom, so I don't play those games. Like, I don't want to have somebody spend their hard-earned money when that could be taken away from their kids, their obligations, be able to invest in me to teach you this skill that you're hoping to change your life. And it absolutely can. It's changed mine, and I don't take it lightly. So again, make sure you are doing your research and you're not just going to whoever. Make sure they actually have work that they can show you. They can show you healed results. They can show you client testimonials. Just Instagram pictures and visuals isn't enough for somebody to teach you the skills you need to know to be able to really take, like I said, your business to the next level. Number 2. This kind of plays off of number 1 a little bit, but it's do not have shiny object syndrome. So you'll see all over social media, again, build a 7-figure business, a 6-figure business, all these different things. And when I talk to aspiring artists all the time, I let them know, like, it's not just about the numbers. It's good to see the numbers to know where it could take you, but that's not where any of us start, right? Don't think that that's going to be your reality right away, because again, we're going to dive deeper, but that will cause you to be discouraged quicker than anything else. So make sure you're going to someone for what they can actually teach you and how they could actually enrich your life versus just what's pretty on social media and who's popular. Now, granted, I've taken classes with popular people who are amazing as well, which is why I say just do your research, because some are not. Number 3, don't quit your 9 to 5. Now, contrary to popular belief, again, this is a very lucrative industry, but what you do not want to do is try to build a business when you're already struggling or when you're having a hard time. Oftentimes, again, I talk to aspiring PMU artists or people who, just took a class and they've already put in their 2 weeks notice, or they've already quit their 9 to 5 job. Let me tell you, as somebody who quit her 9 to 5 job before jumping into aesthetic school, again, I was already a permanent makeup artist. I was already a makeup artist, but I quit my job thinking I got this, right? And I have stressed and struggled and lost throughout the years in pursuit of building my permanent makeup business. Now, it all worked out for the best because I'm so grateful for the position I've been able to put myself in. At the same time, the struggle is not worth it if that's not something you have to go through. Even if you work a 9-to-5 job and you absolutely hate everything about it, go in every day with a smile on your face because you know that you're leaving soon. It doesn't have to be today, it doesn't have to be tomorrow, it doesn't have to be in a month, but at least you're going to be stable through the process. You do not want to risk your stability thinking, you're going to take this class and then your life is going to change, because it may not happen overnight. For some people it does. For me, it definitely didn't. I don't know what your reality is going to be, but what I do know is you want to do whatever it is in a position of already being stable, because you are playing the long game. Again, when I invested as much as I did into my first class, I thought that I was going to make my money back right away. And I was just looking for my return on my investment. And it's so much bigger than that. The bigger picture is once you make this investment, you'll make a return over and over and over and over again. So now I can make double in a month what I pay for that class. And I could do that month after month, year after year, as long as I want to take it, as far as I want to take it. And we can do another video later on if you guys want to know about like pricing strategies and things like that, because I started out charging I think $150 or $199 for brows, and now I'm at a $750 price point. And so it is a gradual thing, like I said, that I had to build up to get to that point. It took several years, but again, once you get to that price point, it's much easier to hit those higher price goals, which again, most of these gurus or whatever they call themselves on social media, they're also at those higher price points. So it's very hard to compare yourself as a beginner price-wise to what they're making when they've been doing this for a year and their clients are paying them more. So again, this can be something to get you discouraged. So just understand that you're playing the long game. Number 4. So when you're looking for your trainer, see what they offer in the class. So for example, right now I offer a hybrid of online and in-person course, right? So 5 of the days is going to be 5 of the days is going to be online. 2 of the days are in person, 1 or 2, depending on what course you take. But I like the online part of it because you get to practice on your own. You get to kind of grasp the concept of everything on your own. And then in the process, we can talk as well. If you need any clarity, we can hop on a call before you get in, and we do everything face to face. I like this method because once the class is over, you can now go home and you can reference those online classes for the next year in case you forget anything or need a refresher, instead of just pounding all the information into you in 2 days or 3 days and then you leaving and forgetting half of the information that I taught. I find this to be the best method for my students. So again, that euphoric feeling is naturally going to happen, and once it dwindles away, I want you guys to still have whatever you need from me, the tools and the resources to be able to keep you going through this. So in addition to that, you want to know with your trainer what else they offer after that. So all of my students have my cell phone number. They talk to me or my assistant whenever they have any questions. If it's me, if they're going into a procedure or say they do brows and there's something they don't understand, they'll step to the side and call me for clarity. I've had people FaceTime me. Whatever it is, if I'm available to my students because I want to ensure that they're comfortable in performing the service to build on their confidence. Not everyone offers that, so I feel like that's something a little more important because you kind of need the hand-holding in the beginning. Again, I never had it. In my training, I also have a module that teaches you how to turn a skill into a business. Now, it does not cover every single thing, but it's going to at least foundationally get you to getting started with your permanent makeup business. In the beginning, you're going to hear way more no's than yeses. People aren't going to trust you right away when you're saying, hey, I'm talented, I'm certified, let me tattoo your face. Like, essentially, that's what you're asking people. And you're going to hear like, no. Because most people want to go to experts or who they feel like know it a little bit more. But what I always teach my students is to start with transparency and show people what you know how to do. Because I have students that I've taught that has never did a pair of brows in their life and they have success. One of my clients who's never done brows in her entire life is pretty much booked out on Sundays, and she is there taking 2 to 3 sets of brows pretty much every weekend now. And she's just gradually starting and building and using the marketing and social media tactics that I'm giving her. She's networking, she's meeting new people, and she's doing brows on strangers, people she's never met before, because she's been able to be transparent, let them know what it is, and now they trusted her enough to be able to do their brows, and she's already having great success, and she's still very new in her permanent makeup career. So again, you're going to have thick skin so that you don't get discouraged in this. I have students sometimes reach out to me, or they'll say certain things to me like, you make it look so easy. And it's not that I make it look easy. It's just that this is now a part of my life, and this is the level that I'm at in my career. But it was not always there. Again, I told you, we don't start at the top. None of us do. There's no such thing as an elevator to success. We all have to take the stairs. Keep in mind that oftentimes one course isn't enough. Having that expectation is almost like going to college, taking one class and wanting a degree. It doesn't happen. So you're very lucky if you take one class and you're with a trainer and you're able to build up your career from that. I personally have 18 certifications, but I am very analytical, and I want to know different techniques from different people, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, because I knew that this was something that I really wanted to put my all into. So I, without a doubt, invest tens of thousands of dollars into my business to be able to grow it to another level, because I want it to be a 7-figure business in the next year. So knowing the possibilities of it, it's a no-brainer for me to continue to invest in people who's done it, that can build it to the next level, and that can build me to the next level. So just knowing that you can learn it, but understand that you may have to take more than one class. A lot of permanent makeup artists that I've met, again, I have a Facebook group. I have different groups. I have over 700 people in my groups, and I have chats and email lists and everything that's going on. So I've talked to so many people from different countries, from all around the world. And a common denominator for a lot of people is that they feel like they weren't taught everything that they need to succeed in their initial course. So again, sometimes that just means taking another course, getting with another instructor to be able to give you more clarity on the service. Because like I said, not everybody will teach you everything that you need to know. So just kind of be open-minded in that regard, or at least seek mentorship to kind of help you get to the next level, because you're going to be uncomfortable. At some point, there is a level of discomfort for us all. I feel that moving to the next level even sometimes in my business. So understand that as well. It's very important to wrap your head around the fact that you're going to have to go all in. I always say there's no accountability in entrepreneurship, right? There's no one pushing you. There's no one that's going to save you. There's no one holding your hand through the process. You really get out of your business what you put into your business. So just like anything, like I said, taking another certification because you want to advance in your career, your job, or the next level, you're going to have to put the same effort and the same energy into advancing your permanent makeup career. Next, you want to understand your city, state, and county regulations. So permanent makeup is regulated different in every state, right? So in California, you have to be registered with the health department as a body art tattoo artist. In Arizona, where I am, you don't. It's a lot of people think that it has to do with aesthetics, or you have to go through state board. It's not, at least in the 2 states that I work in. Something that's under the cosmetology umbrella, so that's not where you will find the resource. So I would start with calling the health department in your state and letting them know what the service is that you're looking to offer, and then let them guide you at that point of where you need to go and what certifications you need. No matter what, you're going to need a blood-borne pathogen certification. This is a class that can be taken online. It can be fairly quick, but this is something that you're going to need to know to be able to work with blood-borne pathogens, because this is a tattoo or a cosmetic procedure you're going to be performing. So double check and make sure so that you know that you are running an ethical business. You are dealing with people, and you never want to take the risk of spreading anything because you skipped steps or you didn't do your due diligence to find out, what your regulations were. And it's hard for any trainer to be able to know what every state regulates. Now, in 2022, I do plan on going on a tour. So before I go to any state, that is something that I will have my assistants check out, and then I will follow up and check out as well to make sure that we are completely in compliance with what state regulations are in whatever state that I go to, because I definitely want to make sure I'm protected and anybody investing in me is protected as well, to the best of my ability anyway. So number 7 is do the pre-work. So this is huge and something that I've never had discussed in any class that I took, but because I'm an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, and again, I have a whole kid to support, I think that this is vital and probably the most important step. Do the pre-work. What this means is once you get this certification, you're going to need a strategy. You're going to need a strategy for social media. Like, there's so many things that are needed to start attracting clients in a way that you never have before. This is a completely new avenue for a lot of you. So you want to make sure you start working on what your strategy is going to look like prior to. Even start working on your brand colors, creating your logo, your mood board. These are all very fun things to do, but you want to have in place as much as possible, as well as your social media channels, so that when you're ready to, or once you finish your course, you're ready to hit the ground running. You also want to calculate the cost of any overhead that you're going to have over, the month-to-month basis. So I want you to consider where you're going to work from. Are you going to work from home? Are you going to rent a studio suite, which I don't recommend right away? Are you going to work out of a salon, which could happen? Where are you going to be working? I always tell people when they're first starting out, look for other people who are in the industry or that does complimentary services, and look to maybe rent from them in the beginning, so you're not just, again, biting off more than you can chew, renting out an entire studio suite or even a salon, because I've owned both, and you don't want those problems while you're trying to build a business. I promise you don't. Last, just understanding that it takes money to make money. That is the reality in any business. This is definitely a long-term success business. It's not, like I said, an overnight success business. So understand that. So just to quickly recap, the 7 things that I think are vital that you need to consider before becoming a permanent makeup artist is: choose a trainer that has a lot of experience, that can show you from experience. Some people train after their first year. You have not probably dealt with an irate customer, or, people trying to take advantage, or just healed results to find out how color retains, how it doesn't. There's so much that you learn throughout the years that you just don't know right away. So some people who get excited about it and feel like they have instant success and they just want to jump on and train other people, you want to make sure you're going with someone with the experience that can help you with almost any scenario that you may deal with while, you're building your permanent makeup career. Make sure you do not have shiny object syndrome. Don't just go for what looks like or seems to be great on social media, what looks like it's working, or what a person has. You don't know what that person's reality is. You don't know where they got it from. You don't know if it's real or fake. Just do the research to find out who the best trainer is going to be for you specifically, and who's going to be able to, hold your hand through the next level. Like I said, I've had several trainers I can't DM, I can't text, I can't find out anything from them, that's going to help me. And it can be a very discouraging thing. Like I said, if you deal with an irate customer, how do you deal with that? How do you handle that? A person's ink isn't retaining as you're going over their brows. How are you dealing with that? How do you handle that? I've had this happen several times with even the girls that I've trained. And because I've been doing this for 8 years now, I know how exactly to tell them how to handle the situation. So it doesn't end in a terrible situation for them or the client. It's typically a controlled situation. Third, don't quit your 9-to-5 until your business is stable. You want to make sure that you have your living expenses and everything already put away before you consider leaving what's keeping you stable right now in hopes of building this business, because it adds so much pressure and it won't be what is beautiful it's supposed to be if you have that pressure, Then you want to do your research, see what's going to come with your training. So again, kit, if there's any mentorship aside from the training offered, what is going to be there to support you through at least the first year of your journey while you're kind of getting your feet planted on the ground. Don't be sold on just the numbers. I personally left home. I'm from San Diego, California. I moved to Arizona right like in the prime of my permanent makeup industry to build a business here. Didn't know anyone. So my reality isn't going to be the same as someone who is around everybody that they know and has a lot of friends that are into beauty that they can start working on. I literally didn't know anyone to work on, and I had to start from scratch. So keep that in mind. Next, you want to understand regulations, city, state, and county. Last, you want to do the pre-work and create a strategy and a business plan to be able to set yourself up for success from the very beginning. Now understand that in this, you have to be a self-starter, because again, there is no accountability in that. These are just, again, my experiences, things that I feel like are very important in starting this industry, or starting in this industry, or starting in anything new. To some people, they say that the beauty industry could be very catty, and some people in any industry can be catty, but ultimately you have to be a self-starter if you want to jump into this. You can't expect anybody to be accountable for you or to support you right away. No one owes that to you, but there are people who want to support you. They just don't know you yet. So by doing all the groundwork in the beginning to position yourself in front of those people, it's going to make your life so much easier. And it's something I was never told to do. Now, if you want to go over some of these things that I discussed, I do have an ebook down below. You can click the link in my bio and download that ebook. You can go over some of these exercises I discussed to kind of start setting yourself up for success. I could also tell you a little bit more. I'm also going to tell you a little bit more in the ebook about what my journey has been like as a permanent makeup artist, to hopefully inspire you and kind of give you an idea of what you may expect in this industry. But yes, if you have any questions, you're interested in signing up for one of my trainings, I would absolutely love to have you. All of my information is down below or in my bio. Please click. I can't wait to connect with you, and I wish you nothing but success and prosperity in your permanent makeup career. Quick kit, you are, and so number one, choose an artist. So